Good morning, team, and happy April. So exciting. It's also Wednesday, which is a great day. We're going to jump right in with our word of the day. You ready? Word of the day. 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 Today's word is scarce. See if you can figure out what it means based on the context of the sentence. Food was scarce in the desert, and it was hard for animals to find something to eat. Write down on your piece of paper, what do you think scarce means? It was scarce in the desert, and it was hard for animals to find something to eat. Well, when I see scarce here, I look at the second half of the sentence and I think, okay, scarce might mean hard to find something to eat, because if food is scarce and they can't find anything to eat, they must be related. Makes sense. Scarce means not enough or less than what is needed. If you say the food in our house is scarce, you don't have a lot of food to eat. If you say good attitudes were scarce in the classroom, nobody really has a good attitude. Scarce means not enough or less than what is needed. Not enough or less than what is needed. And we'll go back to that later. Okay, today we're going to focus on adjectives and then a couple more contractions. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. Take a second to write that down. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. There's a lot of describing words, but adjectives only describe nouns. So they can help us understand what something looks, sounds, smells, feels, or is like. So go ahead and I want you to write down as many different words as you can to describe this butterfly. I'll give you 30 seconds. All right, finish it in 3, 2, 1, 0. You might have color words like black or purple or blue, but you might also have words like spiral or pretty or beautiful or fun. And all of those are words that you could use to describe. Sometimes we get caught up in the adjectives that can describe what things look like. But when you think about adjectives, I want you to think not just about what they look like, but about all your senses. So, for example, this coffee cup looks blue and white and kind of round, but it also feels hot and it smells tasty and it is milky and it is delicious. And even though delicious is like an opinion word, it's okay because it's also a word that describes. So when you're using adjectives, you should also be using opinion words, words that can describe what you think about something. Even though that butterfly is not objectively beautiful, because some people could be like, I don't like butterflies, no thank you. Beautiful is a good describing word for it because it tells you something about what it is like. Okay, so that's what our next activity is related to. You can also use adjectives to describe people and their personalities and their moods. So this is a really fun one for me because I think that we have a bunch of different moods and that we're capable of with our personalities. So I'm going to go ahead and write down as many adjectives as you can to describe this man's mood. Take different moods. Take 30 seconds and also what kind of person you might think he is. So, All right, finish up in 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, you might have some words like stressed or angry, like this guy here, or pleased or proud or shocked or amused or terrified or freaked out. All of those would be really good words to describe his emotions. Now, what are a couple of words we could use to describe his personality? I might say moody. I might say emotional. I might say reactionary. All of those are different words, or aggravated or expressive. All those are different words that describe not just his feelings, but who he is as a person. Okay. One thing that I wanted to make sure I clarified is that sometimes when we do this in class, I noticed that you would say, sorry, excuse me, I noticed that you would describe him as wearing black or looking grumpy. Adjectives are always just one word. So you can't actually describe him as wearing black. Kids wearing black is not, sorry guys, is not a part of his personality. You don't say, oh, he's a black wearer. No, you could say, oh, he's a grump or oh, he's emotional, but you would not say he's a black wearer. So if you're adding wearing black, then you would, that would not be actually be an adjective. It's just describing the things that he is wearing, not things that are true about him. All right. Now, I want you to write a list of 1 through 6, and we're going to do an activity together. This is kind of the way that we're going to be doing word study in the future, so I want you to get used to it now. Write numbers 1 through 6, and then you're going to fill in the blank with an adjective that would make sense. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to do this. So go ahead whenever you're ready. You need a word in the blank for 1 through 6 that makes sense. She felt blank before class, a blank dog, the most blank teacher, the sunset was blank, the blank bird sat in the blank tree, and we played a blank game. All right, take about 10 more seconds. So while you're checking, my answer is definitely going to be different, or probably going to be different than yours, but you want to make sure that your answer was also an adjective. And to remind you, an adjective is a word that describes, and it can describe one of the 5 senses, but it can also describe a feeling or a personality trait. All right, what will we put for this first one? Oops, sorry guys. She felt blank before class. I'm going to put she felt sick, because sick describes the way she was feeling. A blank dog. A fuzzy dog. The most blank teacher. The most helpful teacher. Remember, this might be different than yours, but you still need to make sure it's a word that describes. The sunset was beautiful. The blank bird sat in the blank tree. The fat bird sat in the brown tree. We played a blank game. Fun game. Okay, you notice how all of these words are a little bit different. All words that describe. Sometimes they describe something about how the dog, about how something looks or feels, like the fuzzy dog. Sometimes they describe a feeling, like feeling sick. Sometimes they describe a trait, like being helpful or being beautiful. But all of them are adjective words, and adjectives are words that describe. Okay, we have one more little activity. We're going to revisit contractions today. Contractions are word sandwiches. Yesterday we did not contractions. So, for example, is not isn't. Whenever we do not contractions, we end it with N apostrophe T. The apostrophe eats up whatever letter got clapped away, whatever letter went away. And that's how we figure out where the apostrophe goes. So today we're going to focus on am and is contractions. For am and is contractions, you just add the M or the S to the end of the first word. It's pretty easy. I'll do the first one with you. I am ready. I'm. That first one will go. I'm ready. He is ridiculous. What do you think he is makes? Write it down when you figured it out. He is he's. She is silly. She is same thing. She's. Remember, the apostrophe goes right where that I got eaten up. How is your day going? How is, this is a little trickier, but you can do it. Take a second to write it down. How's your day going? How is how's. When you add am or is to a word and you make it a contraction, you have to add the apostrophe M or apostrophe S. Okay, we're going to do something slightly different today. We're going to speed ahead to our dictation, and then you're going to do your exit ticket. And your exit ticket, you're actually going to show me today, which I'm so excited about. All right, so go ahead and draw a line on your paper to show that you are switching gears and get ready for dictation. I will read the sentence as always 3 times. All right, get ready. I won't go until I see the blue sea. I won't go until I see the blue sea. I won't go until I see the blue sea. Take a second to check over your work. I won't, remember, will not, won't. That was a tricky one we did yesterday. Go until I see, S-E-E, 2 E's because you have 2 I's. The blue, B-L-U-E, excuse me, C, S-E-A. Give yourself a check mark if you got them all right. Okay, now we are on to your exit ticket. So this is where the video is actually going to end, but you should pause it on this screen so you remember what you're writing about. Your job is to write 4 sentences that describe this picture. You should use words that describe traits and feelings and words that describe what you see. See if you can include at least 2 contractions. Then you're going to take a picture of the work that you wrote down and you can put it on Seesaw if your teacher taught you how to use it, or you can text it to Miss Cashin. And if you don't have my number, you can ask your teacher for it. So 4 sentences with words that describe this picture, not just how things look, but also things that are true. And to remind you, scarce was our word of the day, and scarce is not enough or less than what is needed. All right, this should take you about 5 minutes. So when the video ends, you should pause it so you remember to look at this picture, and you are writing 4 sentences that include adjectives that describe what's happening or what you see in this picture. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.